What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse and part 2 of our little hotel room build. In part 1, we made the bed, the nightstands, and used our scraps to make a sofa. Now let's make a more permanent room to put these items in. We are currently using one of our poster board rooms that fold down for easy storage. In part 1, we went to the dollar store and picked up a few things, like this mat. It measures 24 by 16 inches. I want to use this as the carpet in our hotel room, so this is going to be a pretty nice size room. This mat was $1.25. I also picked up a couple trifolds. We used part of this one in the last video. Let's use the rest to build the room. I'm going to use the largest part for the back wall and the shorter one for the floor. And I want to use this frame we found at the dollar store for $1.25 as like a door that looks out onto a balcony. The frame measures a little under 15 inches, so I mark and trim the top. On the back, I score the wall to make it 24 inches. I cut it on the floor so I can take it and put it under the rest of the floor and make a corner. I need the floor to be 16 inches, so I cut another trifold and glue them together. I doubled the cardboard for strength. Now we need to extend this wall, so I cut more cardboard to glue on. So now we have a white corner room with 2 layers of cardboard on the floor and 1 on the back walls. I'm adding white poster board to the walls to smooth everything out. I glue it on using a glue stick. On the side wall, I plan on adding our door, so I didn't worry about covering where I think it will go. Let's take the picture frame, remove the glass. Aw man, I was hoping this was going to be plastic, but that's okay. We can use a little clear plastic from packaging. This is a large piece of plastic and it's pretty sturdy. I take the paper insert from the frame, making 3.5 halfway, so we're going to fold the paper at 3 3/4. So it's a little more than halfway. Place it on the clear plastic and cut it out. Let's take black tape and place it on the longest sides. I place the tape on both sides. Then when we lay it back in the frame, and it should be able to slide back and forth. And if we add another one, we've got a sliding glass door. In theory, let's give it a try. Let's place the carpet in the box, because it's going to add a little height. Then take the frame and place it against the wall. I placed mine so the good side is facing the wall. Then trace around the edge so we know where to cut. I put the box on its side and I'm using a ruler to cut those lines. I cover the edges with masking tape. Then let's paint it with a thin coat of black and allow it to dry. While waiting, let's glue a bold scrapbook paper to the wall. I bought this scrapbook paper at Michael's. Since the wall is 24 inches, 2 sheets fit all the way across. Let's cut this green paper into strips and glue it across the top. Cut thin strips of poster board. Place the carpet back in the room. I chose to glue it down. Then take those thin strips of poster board and glue them on as baseboards and trim. And the back wall is pretty much good to go. For our sliding glass door, I prepared 2 frames and 2 pieces of clear plastic. Looking at the plastic overlapped, my measurements were definitely off. What if we take a 1/4 inch off one of them, then reapply the tape? Well, it's a little closer. I don't want to take too much off because finding clear plastic this size is a little difficult, so I'm just going to leave it. Let's take the frame and glue it onto the wall. I used hot glue to attach it. Now let's take our clear plastic, which is flexible, so we can place it between the frame and the cardboard. Then just kind of bow it a little to do the same at the top, giving us a door that we can easily slide back and forth. Now we could put both pieces of plastic here and only use 1 frame, but I want it to be finished on the outside as well. So I got some peel and stick wallpaper from Dollar Tree that looks like concrete. I cut and cover the areas that will be visible, then glue on the other frame. Because we need a balcony. Now that we have our little sliding glass door, I have a little cardboard left over, and I want the balcony to be able to fit inside the house when not in use. The cardboard measures a little over 15 inches by 14, so let's cut it into 15 by 7 inch rectangles. We'll use one for a floor and the other for a side wall. Let's take a few more scraps and glue them together to make a 15 by 5 1/4 inch rectangle. I'm going to use this for the rail. Let's glue it to leftover poster board to smooth out all those little lines. Now that we have our floor, a wall, and a rail, let's cover them with more of that contact paper from Dollar Tree. I covered the edges that will be exposed and left the ones where we need to glue uncovered. Then let's glue the floor to the side wall, then add the shorter wall or rail, and we have a super easy balcony that we can place right outside the window. I mean sliding glass door so the dolls can walk out and enjoy the view. And since it's not attached, we can just place it inside the room when it's time to clean up. But back to that view, I picked up this poster at the dollar store and a trifold. Why did they put this sticker on the poster? For $1.25, we get about 18 inches of a scene before the words start. I glued what I could use onto the trifold and trimmed off the excess so the dolls can have a view of the beach when they look out their window. Let's add some curtains to soften this space a little. I have some tulle that we can glue on the sides. I glued the tulle at the top and at the bottom. Let's take some green ribbon. I cut a piece slightly longer than the wall. Then I fold over and glue the top and bottom. Then fold the ends and glue them together to make a tube. Repeat to make more. Then glue them onto the wall, side by side, to hopefully give the appearance of drapes. Now let's bring in the furniture that we made in the last video. Let's use a little bit of that leftover ribbon to make a no-sew pillow like we did in part 1. I am removing the wire from the ribbon, then make the pillow just like before, giving us a throw pillow to break up the brightness of the sofa. I had enough ribbon to make 2. Now let's bring in the bed, cause everything is very green, and our bedside tables to make our hotel room with a balcony. The dolls are totally going to be able to relax and unwind, but I feel like we could use something right there. So I ran to Dollar Tree and picked up 2 more of those tape dispensers for $1.25 each, and let's cut them just like before. First, we're going to remove this, carefully remove the teeth, then let's carefully cut them. I'm using wire cutters, and we're trying to make those triangles. There we go. But this time, I'm going to cut this end right on the edge. So it's a triangle with a base. Let's add a little glue on the areas that might be sharp. I made 2. I got a rectangle of wood in a pack at Michael's. Let's brush it with a little brown paint. We can now see some of that wood grain. Let's glue the tape dispensers underneath to make a table or desk that we can place right here. I cut a piece of clear plastic from packaging to place on top for a nice shine. Let's add a chair. I got this one on Amazon a while back to make a desk to complete our space. This is a pretty large doll room, but being able to store the balcony inside does help out a little. And since there is no wall over here, we can always add on if we want to. We can change the view outside the window with different pictures and have fun giving the dolls a mini vacay. Thank you for joining us while we made a hotel room for the dolls. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at MyFroggyStuff and Bella of MyFroggyStuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!